school football fans, welcome back to another edition of PennZone. This is PennLive sports editor Austin Herzog. I am rejoined by the high school football expert, trending news guru, Brian Linder is back in the house. He is shaved. He is ready. He is here, hooked in on the high school football action for the night. Brian, how are you doing, man?
Dude, I'm sitting here. I'm watching the Trinity Shamrocks. We got this stream going right now. PennLive.com. If you don't want to hear us talk, if you just want to watch the game, because we're not really doing play-by-play, but we got it playing here in the background. Pop over and watch that. We got that streaming live on PennLive.com. And the Trinity Shamrocks are beating up on Susquehanna Township. And Austin, what a great story Trinity is, my man. You know, Eric Epler had a great story on their kind of three stars who stayed today on PennLive.com, Austin. But this is a team that 2 years ago was a district champion and a little bit ahead of schedule with Jordan Hill as their coach. Jordan Hill is now at Penn State. Took Mike Mowdy, who was his assistant, with them up to Penn State. Messiah Mickens transfers to Harrisburg, to Penn State commit. Tanny Young, who's been one of the best wide receivers in the Mid-Penn, transfers to CD East. They lose a lot of guys, but Christian Joy hangs around at running back. Emil Way at wide receiver and corner. He's a college prospect. And Jacob Ness at linebacker, running back. And they're going to win. They're going to win their division. They've been an incredible story this year.
Yeah, it's really wild. I mean, could you have even dreamed of that?
No,
coming into this year with all those guys that departed.
I thought Trinity was going to be a bad team. Quite frankly, I wondered why some of those kids stayed. And we had Christian Joy on here earlier this year. Remember, I asked him why did you stay, and he said that these were his brothers and he wanted to play with them. And look, man, it's one of the better coaching jobs in all the Mid-Penn too, man. So new coach coming in there and what they're doing there, this is impressive. Great job by Trinity.
Yeah, I mean, it really is impressive to keep everything together where so much changes, new coaching staff, to get the full buy-in. Yeah, really impressive that they've been so consistent. That's the thing that's really stood out to me about Trinity, is that I feel like this has been a year. I mean, I know it's my first where I'm day in, day out with the Mid-Penn, but I'm seeing the roller coaster with a lot of the programs where I feel like Trinity week in and week out has just been super consistent, beating the teams handily that they're supposed to. And that's so crucial to be able to navigate 10 weeks of just finding that consistent level. And it seems like they have, like you say, with Christian Joy's obviously really jumped off the page week after week with his running success. He's been really impressive.
Now, we're pumping them up here and we're saying all that, and Hannah's on the move here, and they're explosive enough. I mean,
I was going to say we should be thinking that Hannah can be on the move here.
Oh, look. So now look, we get a touchdown.
We got I saw a flag on the near side. Torrin Evans just threads that needle. Ooh, dangerous.
Yep. I tell you what, man. I don't know. That's probably a pass he shouldn't have thrown. And if he did,
I was gonna say,
out in front of the guy more. I think they got a little lucky there. But look, we're right now. We're still in the third, right? So we're getting ready to go to the fourth on this game.
Yeah.
And
I did see a flag on the near side. I'm wondering.
Well, it looks like
I mean, they're headed down there for the PAT, so it must have been on defense. But
so look,
yeah,
that pumping Trinity up, and now look. Susquehanna is explosive enough to make this happen. They can come back and win this game.
Yeah, to kind of to set things, Brian, that these are two teams that are atop the Colonial Division. Trinity is 6-0 in the division, 7-1 overall, while Susquehanna Township is 5-1 in the division and 7-1 overall. So, I mean, PennLive picked the marquee game. So Bruce Badgley's doing an awesome job on the play-by-play over there. So like we said, if you want to hang out with Bruce and catch the normal play-by-play, you're over there. But we're tracking things. We're keeping an eye on the other scores as well. So yeah, we got a good one going on over there.
Did you see that another interesting story developing out west tonight? Westinghouse, obviously there was a fight in their game last week, and they had a bunch of players suspended for this week's game. They're playing Perry with 11 players and a half. At the half, they were beating Perry 60-0. So with 11
Love
guys.
that. Love that.
Apparently, according to Mike White, I'm reading this tweet. They beat Perry earlier this year, 68-0. Not sure why they're. I guess they've been playing twice, but
Yeah, I'm trying to make sense of that too. Yeah, you had shared that tweet. Yeah, I can't make sense of that. Teams playing 2 times in a matter of 8-9 weeks. I don't know, but either way, that's one of those ones that you'll tell your kids and grandkids. Like, remember that time we only had 11 guys and we still laid the smackdown on that team? That was fun.
looks like Hannah made the extra point. I thought they haven't put it on the scoreboard yet. But so now this gets interesting. 1914 going to the fourth, playing for the Mid-Penn Colonial. So
We got a couple
out there at that game, don't we? Yeah, Evan Wheaton's at that game.
Evan Wheaton is on the scene for that one. Yeah, we've got some other interesting ones going on. We've got Camp Hill leading Line Mountain 21-12 after 3 quarters. That's a first place Line Mountain.
And welcome back, Camp Hill. I mean, Camp Hill had been, Drew Brandstetter, their star quarterback, had gotten beaten up some Austin, and they've not been really good the last couple of weeks. I mean, I picked them to lose that game, and now here they are. So they got all their guys. They won the district title last year, and they got a lot of returners. So
yeah, I mean, they've had a number of down weeks though. So I mean, it was a question of, well, are they due for a bounce back, or are they? Is this what they are? And I think they're showing themselves well tonight.
They have some good skill guys. Alex Long's a guy who can play in college, Noah Doy, and obviously the quarterback, Drew Brandstetter. What they don't have is depth. So if you get one or two of those guys to get hurt, it really has a big impact, not just on one side of the ball, usually too, on both sides of the ball. Because a lot of their guys play both ways. They're not very deep. So if they got all their guys, they can go out there and throw it around in the air raid and beat you. If they don't have all their guys, it's going to be a rough night for them.
Well, and I think maybe part of my thinking is that last week they were handled pretty well by Steel High 37-14, but at the same time, I think what has unveiled itself over throughout this year is that rumors of Steel High's demise were greatly exaggerated. I think has been my takeaway the last few weeks. We had a couple of guys, Nazir Fuller and another Rollers player on last week, and that was sort of the takeaway that winning is a tradition, and those guys know how to win, even if they weren't the main men last year.
They're beating Susquehanna 49-0 right now. I have them on TV. It's a TV game this week.
Yeah. So, yeah, Steel High. Shout out to them too for the way that they've been able to rise back up. What else we got cooking here? Bishop McDevitt's up 27-7 on CD East. The end of year gauntlet for CD East continues to not get any easier. Bishop McDevitt continuing on top. Latest touchdown there for the Crusaders was a 24-yard TD from Nazir Jones-Davis. Eric Epler is out at Lower Dauphin versus Waynesboro at Hershey Park Stadium. Lower Dauphin leading 31-0 in that one.
They can get pizza later, Austin. Anybody have any good pizza recommendations? I'm open for that.
I keep telling you, quesaros in the West Shore Farmers Market, but they're closed right now.
Yeah, go there at midnight.
Just break in.
Yeah, I could go to jail.
You think he can make pizza?
I can't.
Actually, I bet he can.
I used to work at Vinny's Pizza.
Delivering or making the pizzas?
I made the pizzas.
Look at the man of many talents.
Our delivery driver didn't have a car, guys. He used mine. I was in high school.
That's an interesting that a delivery driver who doesn't have a car. That's a new one.
We used boar's head meat. It was great. It was the best pizza ever. So we're losing $3,000 a week, and I don't know how to pay for that.
I've never worked a food job in my entire life.
I could write a book about it. I witnessed so many illegal things working in that kitchen.
Well, that's great to hear.
And
A ringing endorsement for Vinny's.
And Outback Vinny's is long gone.
Can't imagine considering, quote, all the illegal things we used to do there. So,
well, it was employees.
Hey, look at Cumberland Valley and Hershey.
Megan's trying to pull it back, rein it back in. I
did this on the podcast the other day too.
Yeah,
gotta rein them back in. I mean, she does make a good point, actually, Brian. It is 10-10 between Cumberland Valley, who last week upset Harrisburg, and a Chambersburg team that enters 3-5. It's an interesting one.
Yeah, Trencher says Lampeter Strasburg tumbling Twin Valley. So if you can find that score, because Twin Valley, they just had a big game last week with Wyomissing. They lost to Wyomissing. I think both of them. Wyote actually lost to a pretty good, I think, Haverford team earlier in the year. I mean, loaded Haverford team. But that was a big game last week, and now Twin Valley getting beat up pretty good.
Brian, I have the latest on that. That is Lampeter Strasburg 62, Twin Valley 14 with 5:45 left in the third. Caleb House just had a 2-yard TD run. His latest totals are, guess who's going to be on the Tremendous 22 this week? 15 carries for 334 and 7 TDs. Caleb House. Man.
That's
a day.
It's I'm texting our team that that Twin Valley's coached by Brett Myers. He used to coach at Middletown. They made they went to like 4 state titles games in a row, something like that. But something crazy awesome before you got here. Like my first 3 or 4 years, they were in a state title game. But that's a shocker, man. I don't think anybody thought Lampeter was going to be up on those guys like that. I'm glad you pointed that out, PA Trenches. Boy, man, PA Trenches a couple weeks ago talking about interesting foray is, but man, it's this Trinity Susquehanna Township, they seem to be a little bit up and down and erratic, Austin. I mean, they got the playmakers to beat anybody. There's some good teams in 4A though. So, what's the score here? We got Chambersburg and Cumberland Valley.
10-10, brother.
This would be a
10-10.
Look, how about Cumberland Valley beat Harrisburg last week, and now Chambersburg has them on the ropes.
Hey, guys. Hey, Tom.
Hiya.
What's cooking?
Well, Mechanicsburg, a winner here tonight.
I think
there we go.
Hey.
Mechanicsburg, a winner tonight by a score of 42 to 21. I have Eli Ryder with us tonight. 4 touchdown passes, big night.
Eli, how are you? I wanted to have you on. I wanted to have you on throughout the week. So throughout the previous week. So this is great to have you on. Man, you guys are really on fire this year. What stands out most about the performance tonight, though?
Tonight we had something a little extra to play for. One of our teammates, his dad passed away this morning, and he wasn't with us tonight. So we were all playing for him and, plan to honor him and his dad and his family.
Eli, who was that, your teammate?
That was Isaac Dolman, number 25, our running back.
Did he play tonight?
No, he did not play tonight.
Well, everybody out there, please say, send up a prayer, good thoughts, whatever you do for Isaac Dolman and his family. So, when you have that happen, he's a key player, Eli, and when you have that happen and he's not there, you guys got to step up. What was the talk like in the locker room, and just what was the emotions like going into the night?
Sorry, what'd you say?
So what when you have that happen to such a key player, he's not there for you guys, but what's happened with him. What were the emotions like tonight? What were you guys saying before you went out on the field?
Yeah, we just knew we all had to come together, and everyone else had to step up and do a little bit more because we were missing that key guy. And I think that's what we did tonight.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Look, it's been a special year for Mechanicsburg. I remember early, when I first got here, I've been here about 8 years. The first couple years are really lean years for Mechanicsburg. You guys weren't that good, and you guys have kind of been on a up and down kind of trajectory. But this year, you guys are rolling along, man. What is it about this team? What has made this team special this year?
We got new coach this year, new strength program in the off season, and I think both of those things have been huge. Coach Heckard's been motivating us, getting us going, putting together good game plans, and that off-season strength program that we've been on was huge. I feel like everyone's a lot bigger, a lot stronger than last year, which just gives us a huge advantage.
Eli, what's going into your individual growth? Where do you feel like you've made your greatest strides this year?
I think a couple things. The first one, I would say, just being comfortable in the pocket. After having a year behind me, I've been more comfortable and more calm back there and able to make the plays. And then I would say also just getting my run game going a little bit. Last year I didn't run it too much, but this year being able to run the ball a little bit, I think has helped my game a lot.
You got, I think, one of the more underrated receivers in the state to throw to, too, and Josh Smith, right? What is it about that guy? You guys have a special connection, it seems like.
Yeah, Josh is awesome. I've been throwing to that guy since we were in probably 5th grade. I know where he's going to be at, and I know he's always open, so I love finding him.
Well, look, season's winding down. I mean, this is week 9. It's crazy to say. You guys have been rolling along. What do you guys got to do, man, what's the goal, and what do you guys have to do to keep us rolling into the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, we just got to stay focused and keep getting it one game at a time.
Austin, you got anything else for my man Eli?
No, Eli, thank you so much for joining us, man. Our condolences to Isaac and family. Stay strong for him and stay together. We really appreciate your time. Best of luck the rest of the way.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, that's it, guys, here from Mechanicsburg, the final of 42-21.
Thanks, Tom.
And Tom will have his game score here just in a little bit on Penn Live. So
good stuff.
So what we're bouncing.
Hey, Brian.
Chambersburg score.
Yeah, hey, before we do that, we actually have a sponsor this week for the first time. So why don't we throw it to our sponsor this week?
Out of money, I know. What are you when you're rich as hell? We're going to give you tax cuts. We're going to pay you.
I am not rich as hell. I work hard. I scrape to get by. Donald Trump wants to give tax breaks to billionaires, but Kamala Harris has plans to help us. She's going to crack down on price gouging and cut taxes for working people like me. I voted for Donald Trump before, but this time I'm voting for Kamala.
And we are back.
Did Chambersburg score here? What's our time left in this game?
I got to get that game back up. Producer Megan says yes. 17-10.
I mean, Chambersburg, what a crazy season. I mean, Cumberland Valley beats Harrisburg last week. Nobody saw that coming. I don't think anybody picked Chambersburg to beat Cumberland Valley, and they got a shot here, Austin.
Yeah. That latest TD, Brian, was Antonio Harrison from a yard out.
He's a kid. He's not very big, Austin. But the last 2 years, I wonder why they didn't get him the ball a little bit more. He is fast. He is a rocket when they get him the ball. He's pretty good in track, too.
Well, and the truth is that game is late. It's 1:36 left in that one. So it is go time for the Eagles if they want to find a way to not have a slump after the big upset of Harrisburg last week.
What a wild! I mean, what a wild season. This is kind of the thing we talked about coming in, though. It's like, I felt like there were more questions than we've ever had before around teams during the season. Coming in, and we're here at week 9, and we're still having teams that, some stuff that's like, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen?
It's been a breath of fresh air for me coming in new to daily mid-pen coverage. Is that, man, for the last decade, basically, I could have given you the standings of the Pioneer Athletic Conference at the start from week 1. I could have given you the end of year standings right away. Very little changed. So it's been a breath of fresh air to have teams keeping me on my toes. Basically, the unexpected CD East 7-0 start, then the upset of Cumberland Valley upsetting Harrisburg last week. We've had a bunch of interesting results throughout the year. I feel like Susquehanna Township not exactly being the juggernaut that we thought they were, and now we're here. I mean, they're in a battle now with Trinity. They're
on top. 20-19 on top of Trinity. We jinxed Trinity. We started talking about how they were, even if they lose, it's still been a great year for them.
True.
But, because of all the reasons we highlighted when we thought they might win the game. But, wow, I mean, what we said, Susquehanna Township, they have the kind of athletes where they can kind of change it in the blink of an eye. So.
Well, yeah, that was one of our best moments on PennZone was when we jumped over to a Susquehanna Township game earlier in the year, and we're talking about they were down, and we just said, you got to get the ball into the hands of your best playmakers, and that atop of that list is Lex Cyrus, and on cue, pass out to the flats. Lex breaks it. We had him on after the game on the show here, so that was like one of my highlights of the year for PennZone is that we called it. Well, actually, you called it right on cue. Game-winning TD, had him on the show. Beautiful stuff. So
looks like we just got a big sack here for Chambersburg, and man, they're working on closing this out with a big win over Cumberland Valley.
That looks like that was a 4th down stop the way that they're celebrating. Chambersburg. Okay.
Wow.
Chambersburg will improve to 4-5, 3-5 in the division.
Chambersburg's they have a gigantic offensive lineman also. You see number 74 out there? That's a big dude, Austin.
Mm-hmm.
You can't run around that kid. They're in the victory formation. So Chambersburg. How do you do that math, Austin, when you say, okay, Cumberland Valley beat Harrisburg. Now they lost to it's Chambersburg now.
I guess, right? Transitive property, I believe that's called. Yeah.
I don't think it necessarily works here. It's just crazy. It's why you play them.
Yeah. Well, no, that's exactly right. Is that
before jumping up and down? Look at him, waving his arms. That's a big dude. Pull up the roster. I'm pulling up the roster on that kid. You're making me go to huddle. Let's see, Chambersburg. Number 74. That kid's got to have a huddle. I want to see it. It's a big dude.
Chambersburg entered the day as number 12 in the 6A district power rankings. So that'll be a nice spot for them to help kind of firm up their district playoff positioning. Cumberland Valley entered as number 8. Looks like we have a couple other finals. Let's read those off. We've got Cedar Cliff 31 over Altoona 20. Lower Dauphin 31-0 over Waynesboro. We also had Shippensburg as they march towards that showdown in the Keystone. Shippensburg stays unbeaten with a 28-14 win over Northern. Mechanicsburg and Shippensburg both 8-0 in the division, and the Keystone 9-0 overall. So that is that final week showdown that I know that I'm looking forward to. Juniata 42-0 over Halifax, and Steel High 49-0 over Susquehanna.
No height and weight for 74 in Chambersburg. He's a center nose guard, though. He's a big dude. Michael Robinson. Juniata 42-0.
Yes, sir.
Saw that coming. Northern putting up a fight, man. I tell you what, Northern. I don't know how to pick them from week to week. They're a scrappy bunch down there, and I don't think they had the guys this year. And because of that, some games they got beat up pretty good, Austin, and then because they are scrappy, there were other games where I thought they would get beat up pretty good, where they played a little bit better than I thought they would. So, but Shippensburg's got their season rolling. They're still undefeated, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah. They Mechanicsburg and Shippensburg are both undefeated, continuing to stay neck and neck in the Keystone. I need to double check when that game is, because that is certainly one that I have on my radar. Our last two remaining undefeated teams.
State College beat Carlisle 60-0. Downingtown West is up on Coatesville 14-7. Talked to Matt Ortega some this week. He's the first minority coach in Big 33 history. We did that story. Nobody else in the state touched it, Austin. We did that story about 2 years ago, and they were 0 for 67 in Big 30. We talked about it on here before, but Matt Ortega has had a really good run, and he's from Steelton. Did you know that, Austin? He's from right here in Central PA.
Yeah, he's had quite a journey. Obviously from Steelton, coached at York, and now has really made his name since 2009 in Coatesville. He's been, truly one of the great coaching names there in District 1, 3 district championships for Coatesville. That's a team. Their greatest run was when his son, Ricky, who then ended up at Villanova, was quarterback. Ricky, I believe, set a couple state passing records at the time. But yeah, Matt has really kept the level super high, had a lot of blue chip talent come out of that Coatesville program. So yeah, well-deserved, and about time to have someone like Matt in charge of the PA team for the Big 33. So that's good stuff. Glad to be on top of that news and jumping on it with you.
Meadville 56, Warren 0. I bring that up. We had a story too, Madison Montag on PennLive.com. So, some guy assaulted an official out in Meadville yesterday, Austin, after their junior high game. Be better, people. Don't be crazy. You know why we got that story? Because that guy got arrested.
Good.
Yeah.
Guys, public service announcement. These referees are out there. They're people in your community, and they're doing the best they can. They're not out they don't have anything out for your kid. Yeah. They're just guys in your community who are willing to put on the stripes and allow the games to happen. Just like to remind you all of that, because guess what? It's just a bunch of dudes running around a field if you don't have any officials keeping track of everything. So,
and junior high is not the state championship game. No reason to get.
You don't say.
There's no reason to get so heated over there. Northwestern Lehigh 51-0 over Tamaqua. They've had a great season. Northwestern Lehigh. I'm just running through the state list.
Yeah.
Darien 55, Red Bank Valley 0. That's. How about Williams Valley? They beat Shenandoah Valley 68-0. And Williams Valley's had a really good year.
Folks, this is why I needed Brian to do this, because he knows that Williams Valley's had a good year. I don't know where Williams Valley is. That's why he's the brains behind this operation. Just so we're all on the same page. that's why Brian, and actually here's a good opportunity to plug what Brian does every week. He puts together the PA Player of the Week vote. Many weeks, let's see, 2 weeks ago, 231 players from around the state. Brian spends the weekend searching for the best and brightest performances of the weekend. He pulls an incredible amount, puts them all in an article, and we have a Player of the Week vote, which you should absolutely check out on Penn Live every single week. If you want to get in the know about what's going on in the state of Pennsylvania, that is absolutely the way to do it.
You know, Tom DeMartini just texted us, and this is what high school football is about, people. If you guys weren't here earlier, Eli Ryder got on, and Mechanicsburg won again tonight. They're undefeated, and they played without one of their best players, their running back, Isaac Dolman. His father died today, according to Eli Ryder. And Tom DeMartini, who's our reporter there, says those kids are now getting on a bus to drive to Isaac Dolman's house and give him a game ball, Austin.
Wow.
That is unreal, powerful stuff. I mean, so, yeah, I mean, I'm almost a little speechless just reading that. That is that's just beautiful. That's beautiful. So, wow. So we got this. I don't.
Yeah, we're see here we've talked about Brian about peeling back the curtain here, so we're both trying to navigate how to lead the guys on how to handle what's obviously a really big story with the death of Isaac Dolman's father. So, oh my! But on the screen, we just had Trinity take one up the middle. That feels like a Christian Joy kind of run. And he is, yes, that is Christian Joy for a huge touchdown up the middle. That just put Trinity up 25-20 with 4:52 left. It looks like they are lining up for two, but that was a huge moment there with Joy finding a way to break through into the second level and finds pay dirt, because I'd actually like to be able to go back and see that, because those safeties were really sucked in. I wonder if the box was stacked with how that all worked out.
Wow.
We got big swings in that one.
So Camp Hill's holding on against Lime Mountain, 21-19. Southern Columbia 46, Bloomsburg 28. Southern Columbia come back and won. They've had an un-Southern Columbia-like season. So they come back and won last week. Steel High went final 49-0 over Susquehanna. I'm scanning the state. Bishop Guilfoyle's having a really nice season. They beat Phillipsburg Osceola 49-14. Well, the last score we have is 49-14. I don't think it was final. $11 players, man, for Westinghouse. They were up 60-0 at the half over Perry. CD East has been this has been the crunch time. We talked about it last score we had there was 41-14. Bishop McDevitt's up on them. They started out Austin 7-0, best season in school history. Got roughed up last week by State College.
Hey, speaking of State College, Brian, we're going to have Ty Salazar joining us in a little bit, actually. I just got a message from him. I had checked in with him earlier, or actually last week. He became the all-time leading receiver in Centre County history.
They
So,
Carlisle tonight.
yeah, they handily defeated Carlisle 60-0, having a pretty good guess on that outcome. I thought, hey, it'd be great to have Ty on. So since I wasn't able to get him on last week, so he's going to be joining us in a little bit. So that's a great thing. But anyway, as you were saying,
25-20 here. Trinity is back on top. Looking to close out a big win over Hannah. But Redland would win number 2, beating Palmyra 21-7.
yes, sir.
It's been some rough years for Redland, but they go out and get the win.
Yeah, it takes them to 2-7. They had that nice surprising win over Hershey 2 weeks ago, and now that's 2 out of their last 3, as a matter of fact. So nice little late season surge for Redland. Another final. We have East Pennsboro 36, James Buchanan 0. Bunch of shutouts tonight, Brian. We normally get the consolation score, but not tonight. I guess late in the year, people start taking care of business. Don't let up late. Another final. Big Spring 37, Middletown 11.
I'm here. I'm texting with our guys out in the field and trying to, Austin, as you're aware, in the behind the scenes, trying to, just an incredible story, folks. You're just tuning in to, Mechanicsburg won tonight. I'm repeating. If you've been watching, I'm sorry, but this is kind of what we've had some pauses in airtime because we're just kind of talking about it. Mechanicsburg won tonight again. They're undefeated on the season, having a great season. They play without one of their best players, Isaac Dolman. His dad died today. The team won. Now they're getting on a bus and they're going to Isaac's house to give him a football. And that's I get chills, Austin, because that's what sports are really about. Just a story within the story, brotherhood, playing with teammates, sisterhood. Team, being part of a team and a family. And man, that is powerful stuff, man. That is powerful stuff.
Yeah, it's one of the, I'd say, team sports are outstanding with camaraderie. Football is even to another level. It really is. There's a bond and a brotherhood that really does take place with going through the preseason battle like you do in a football team, and then continuing throughout the year. So yeah, that's and probably the most difficult day of Isaac's life. He's got 80 guys coming his way to come support him. So as they should. So
Trench has said that Westinghouse was playing defense with 10 players and they were winning 60-0. Man, come on.
no, too bad we don't have a stream of that one. Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
Milton Hershey crushed West Perry 58-37. I mean, crushed them. So Logan Jerry, the young quarterback, come on from for Milton Hershey, and
Yeah, to reset the Trinity Susquehanna Township game, the latest score was Christian Joy, as I said, for 73-yard touchdown, taking it to the house. Trinity then got the 2-point conversion when Maddox Jarinsky pulled in the back of the end zone, a Mason Boyer throw that was from 18 yards because of a penalty. So they still went for 2 from a little further out and found a way to execute it, the throw and catch, to get the 7-point cushion. Now we've got Susquehanna Township ball, 27-20. And they're running it up the gut. Okay.
Give the ball to Lex Cyrus.
That's
my move. Give it to Lex.
yeah, I tend to subscribe to that line of thinking.
There you go. Flip it over in the flat. Look at him.
Yeah.
Now he's got to get it up the field a little bit more.
Yeah. He had a little spot right there. His guys did have the block for a little bit that if he'd have turned it up, he might have been able to break through that gap, and who knows what happens from there. But that's the right line of thinking. I think
Give it to him.
In a dream scenario, those guys keep the blocks even longer, but I think they did their job, that if he hits that hole, maybe he's taking it to the house. Never know.
There's 3 minutes left, so I guess Hannah's saying they're going to go down. We're either going to go to overtime or
Yeah.
they're going to go for 2, maybe. I don't know. Got an injury here.
We got a couple good ones. What? Latest from Camp Hill. They lead 21-19. That one's close. Completion there for first down from Susquehanna Township. It's a lot of game time left over there between Bishop McDevitt and Central Dauphin East. 41-14, the last score I'm seeing here.
Yeah, back to CD East, man. Look, Lance Dean's a good coach. They've done a good job there. I kind of felt like, that they didn't have the same type of depth or the same number of playmakers as like the Harrisburgs of the world, and State College beat them up. State College is usually trotting out like 100 kids and stuff like that, on their roster. But this is tough for CD East because, to have such a good start, now to have 2 pretty rough losses in a row, they need to bounce back and beat Harrisburg, and they have the ability to beat Harrisburg, the Harrisburg team that we've seen, and I think Harrisburg's very good. But Harrisburg's been a little inconsistent the last few weeks. We'll see how they do tomorrow against Central Dauphin. So, but anybody who's tuning in, we got Susquehanna on the move. Austin, big game, back and forth. Trinity, one of the surprise stories of the year in Central PA, is winning 27-20. That was a little bit of a risky pass out in the flat. Our corner, though, appears to be like having a cramp there. Or is that our linebacker? The kid who dove in to make the play. I just saw him flash in off the edge of the screen and then stiff leg. He's been walking stiff legged the whole drive.
Maybe that's just the way he walks.
No, he's got something going on. I think that's why he threw it over there, but he made a good play on it. So,
Gotcha.
So Susquehanna Township's trying to drive down a title.
Man, I feel like they were a little laissez-faire there. There was 3 minutes left, and I don't know.
I guess.
There's Evans, great. It's just I don't know. I don't love that they're down.
Well, I guess look, you're thinking you don't want to give them the ball back. Well, like a minute and a half or 2 minutes so they can go score. I mean, you're trying to score, I guess, and tie it.
True. And I guess after that last play, after that last possession where Christian Joy goes for more than 70 yards on a TD, you do respect the explosivity of your opponent there, that you don't want to leave them time. So that's a fair point.
Yeah. like that's Adonis Sutton out there who was kind of limping around. They've been going at him. He just made another tackle. They've been kind of going at him. I think that was a running play, but
Yeah.
off sheds makes a tough tackle there.
I was going to say, that's number 5. I got Adonis Sutton there.
Yeah.
That was a good tackle there.
He's been on a lot of action here down the stretch. There's another. So that's what they're doing, Austin. They didn't want to leave them with time to have a chance to maybe break off something of their own. And so now the question is Hannah going to, kick the extra point and tie it up and go to overtime? Or are they going to, if they score, are they going to go for 2?
Brian, we got a final. Camp Hill hangs on 21-19 over Line Mountain. Line Mountain was atop the Capital Division. No longer after Camp Hill improves to 5-4. 4-3 in the division. We're going to try to queue up the end of that one. Oh, or do we have a guest? We do. We have Ty Salazar. How are you, Ty?
What's going on? I'm doing great. How about you?
We're doing great. We're really thrilled to have you. We're here jumping around all the different games, and especially after last week's performance, you were a guy who I really wanted to have on. We weren't able to connect last week, but why don't we start there? Actually, since I'm talking about it, what was that scene like last week, and just being able to, what a performance you guys put on?
Yeah, I mean, it was great. It felt great. Coming in, like, we kind of knew that we were going to come in and be the better team. And that's exactly what we did. Defense performed, offense performed. Everybody played great. And I think it was an overall great win.
And how about this? Go ahead, Brian.
I was going to say, Ty, I've watched a ton of your film, man. I haven't got a chance to get out and see you guys in person, but you're a big two-way guy. For people who don't know, for State College, and you guys won tonight 60-0 over Carlisle. But you're a big two-way threat, man. I wanted to ask you, how's the college stuff looking for you, and what position do you think you're going to play at the next level?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I could go either way, but it's looking like it's probably going to be a receiver, which I really enjoy. It's such a fun position to be in, and I'm blessed to play both sides. So we'll definitely see what happens, but I think receiver might take the edge there. And I mean, honestly, it's been really quiet recently. To give you the inside scoop, but I've got a lot of love from Penn State, so those guys over there are awesome. So definitely close to home, and it's a blast.
Are they talking about maybe like a preferred walk-on or something like that, or
So that's why I have that. Sorry.
Go ahead. So, I mean, tell us about that. Like, what are you hearing from them? What are they telling you?
Yeah. So, offered me back in June. Talked to Coach Franklin. Offered me a preferred walk-on. But I've had a ton. I mean, I went to 2 different games, and then I've had a couple meetings. Gotten to talk to every single coach. Gotten to build a ton of relationships, and I mean, they're the best. So, I guess my biggest concern coming in as I guess there's a stigma around walk-on guys. So my biggest concern was, and I brought it to them, and I'm just being completely honest with you guys, am I going to get my chance to play? And, their responses have been absolutely amazing. They're telling me that the best guy is going to play, and I truly believe that. And I believe in myself. So if I choose to take that route, I definitely think that things will escalate from there. Maybe earn a scholarship, maybe all these hypotheticals, but definitely something that I think is within reason.
Well, I definitely feel like you're one of the more underrated guys in the mid-pen. And I was just telling Austin, how many guys you guys are dressing out on Friday nights right now?
We got a lot of guys. Yeah.
I mean, State College usually has like 80 to 100 guys, Austin, and
Yeah.
I has been playing both ways pretty much. I mean, all 4 years it seems like he's been putting up numbers and
Yeah.
playing both ways. So I know you're tough, and they're not lying to you. When you go in there as a preferred walk-on, they got money invested in those other guys, right? And a lot of money.
Yeah.
So you gotta
For sure.
beat them and beat them out. But I think Dom DeLuca, the linebacker, is one of those guys who did that, right? So I mean, I think
Yep.
you're the right type of guy who, if you do end up there, man, that you know you've got that toughness about you just from what I've seen on film and the fact that you go both ways and have for so long. But yeah, I definitely think too that some of these other schools around, especially these PSAT schools, should be all over you, man, because you're a good ball player. Let me ask you, you guys roughed up State College. You had a big win over CD East. You're going to close it out next week with Bishop McDevitt. How's this team feeling right now? How's the State College team feeling, and where are you guys at in terms of feeling about this postseason and maybe having the ability to make a run?
Yeah, honestly, feel absolutely amazing. You know, freshman and sophomore year, we went to semis twice, and I think it's perfectly within reason to go back there and even go further. So, you know, we've got huge aspirations. Definitely our goal is, we're focused on that game next week with McDevitt. Got a chance at the Mid-Penn, so, you know, that's huge for us. I would love to, you know, win that game, but obviously, you know, that doesn't determine the playoffs. And looking at the playoffs, I am very confident that we can go very far. And I'm not going to, you know, point out any games or call out any teams like that. That's not what I'm trying to say. But I truly believe in our team, and I think we've got a great shot this year.
For me on paper, Austin, this McDevitt matchup for them is really fun to see because they haven't played McDevitt. You guys get to play a quarterback who's going to play in SEC with some skill players. You know, how exciting is it to play it? It's kind of like a new game for you guys here.
Yeah, definitely. You know, they're coming up to the Mid-Penn, and obviously they've been performing well, but, you know, they haven't played us yet. So, you know, I think that first impression kind of, you know, welcome to the league. We're hoping that we can, you know, give them a run for their money. Obviously, I'm going to say hopefully we pull out with the dub. I think we definitely can. I got my guy pulling up here, Michael Gall. You probably know him. But
Tell
yeah.
Gall to hop on, man.
Hey, Mike, hop
Hey,
on the call.
Yeah, and actually, Ty,
Michael
What's
Gall,
up?
what's up, man?
hey Ty, I
going
do
on?
need
How
to.
are
We're doing well, Ty. I do
Yes,
need
sir.
to ask you one thing about you became last weekend. You became the Center County all-time leading receiver. How did that? How do you internalize that? I mean, that's like probably not a totally unexpected thing, but quite an honor, I
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah, I mean, I would have never known without
Yeah.
this guy on Facebook. So, you know, it's cool. I mean, I'm definitely not like searching for those. I'm not trying to,
Sure.
you know, push for that. But it's definitely cool. It's something that I'll take as an honor. And it's something I'll keep hopefully for a while.
Yeah, it's probably something to where it's like, you know, you're doing something right then. It's not about whether you have a
Yeah.
record or anything. It's like just proof that I'm on the right track here. I'm doing the things I'm supposed to do.
I actually just said that earlier. I had a interview with one of the local programs, but I had said, like, you know, I'm trusting the process, and like those accolades, they're kind of just like the reinforcement that I'm heading the right way. So I think you hit it spot on.
Yeah, for sure. Well, hey Ty, this was great, man. We really appreciate you having you on. It's been an awesome run. It's been awesome watching you guys do your thing. So I know we're looking forward to next week's game, and I'm sure you are too.
Definitely.
So thanks so much for joining us here on PennZone.
Love it. I appreciate it.
Thanks,
Thank you,
man.
guys.
Take care.
Keep it up, man.
All right,
Michael Gall popping in too. He's a
Okay,
college
so it is.
linebacker. Who we got coming on?
Ramir, we are here,
Hey.
man.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I don't know why my back camera or my back
No,
camera.
no, it's tricky like this. It's tricky like this. As long as they can hear us, that's all good.
Y'all hear him? Okay, cool. I'm having a little
Jack, Drew,
Hold on.
congratulations on the win tonight, guys. How'd you guys pull this one out?
I was just talking to him saying, like, at halftime we were up 7-6, and we were kind of like the mid was kind of down. So I had to give it to the fact that we turned up the tunes, we was listening to some pop music, just getting the spirits high. Because if we're having fun, honestly, that's what we like to do. Come out here and have fun. That's how we play our best. this whole week of practice, we were just having fun playing as a team, and that's just really helped us come closer together as a team. So that was our secret to success tonight.
Was it a little scary there late? I guess there was a field goal attempt at the conclusion. Feeling a little nervy there.
Yeah, so week 1 we played Lancaster Catholic. We lost on an extra point, so it kind of all gave us flashbacks in a way, but turns out it didn't happen. So I was glad to come out with the missed field goal. It was a great game. They're a fantastic team. They're a tough team, so it was just great coming out with a win, for sure.
Was this a bounce back of any way for you guys? I mean, it seems like I haven't been able to quite figure you guys out, I guess is the way I'd put it. So I guess how satisfying is this one in light of the fact that it hasn't always been easy sailing here throughout the year?
It definitely helps the team camaraderie. Honestly, bringing the spirits up high. We were going to this game 4-4. We were kind of pointing at each other, telling this person's doing bad. But this week of practice, Jack Bender said, we just want to play as a team. So honestly, the whole this game's gonna feel great for us. We're gonna carry this stuff until James Buchanan, but we're just gonna have fun tonight and celebrate.
For sure, yeah. We might not always be the biggest or the fastest team, but we definitely play as a unit. And when we're pointing fingers at each other, it doesn't work out too well. But we stayed accountable this week, and we worked together, and it gave us a dub tonight.
What have you guys chalked up to the? I don't know. Teams lose games, but what have there been things that have defined the really good performances versus what's gone wrong in the less good performances? Are you guys able to pinpoint kind of what's working when it's working and what's not when it's not?
Yeah, we can, both on the offense side of the ball and defense side of the ball. I mean, our offensive coordinator, our head coach Tim Bigelow, and also our defensive coordinator Jason Lynch, they give us a great game plan week in and week out. So we just use a game plan and it works, quite frankly, all the time. So it's great. So we just use that to win, honestly. And
Branstetter,
little mistakes here and there, and this week it looks like we just were able to kind of step it up. We were lacking in weeks prior, so that was great to see.
Branstetter, how are you feeling, man? I know you got banged up some, right? How are you feeling now?
I'm all good. Against Juniata, had a little ankle injury, so I sat out week against Halifax, but we're all good. My ankle's 100%. We're in a brace just to have extra protection, but it's 100%. I can move my normal self, so I'm all good. Thank you for asking.
Yeah. Yep.
So how do we project on from here, guys? It looks like James Buchanan next week, so probably in a good position to take that one based on I don't know the standings. Let's just say. But how do you guys try to finish strong? What are the focuses here as we go forward?
We're just going to come in with the mindset like we did this week. Just keep that positive energy going the whole entire time. Be a team, because that's honestly how we win games. If we're not a team, we're not going to win. But when we play as one, because we've all been playing since middle school football together. So whenever we play as a team, I think we're pretty unstoppable. So
yeah, we're definitely just going to take it week by week. But the most important thing, as Drew said, we're just going to keep having fun, because that's when we play our best.
Love it, guys. Jack Bender, Drew Branstetter, thank you so much for joining us. Continued success. Congratulations on the win. Thanks for joining us, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. Brian, we got a good one tonight, man. Got the guests coming on. We got Drew Branstetter, Jack Bender. We had Eli Ryder, obviously, to reset things.
Receiver. Look at this. They've scored 2 seconds left. That's why you score late, Austin. So we're going to go to overtime here with Hannah and Trinity tied at 27.
Tie game. Torrin Evans, 11-yard pass to James Colston. Once we go to overtime, we'll cue back up the Evan Wheaton on the sideline. He's in the back of the end zone with his camera. He's got the video of the TD.
27 all. PA trenches. Hannah and Trinity are tied. 27 all. 2 seconds left there. So they're going to go to overtime. You say James Colston caught the touchdown pass, and the interesting thing there, Austin, is Susquehanna Township. Don't know if you noticed it. They used to have a pretty good wide receiver with the last name Colston. Marcus.
I do know that, as a matter of fact. Wait, what do we got?
Look at this. Look at this. So with 2 seconds left, Trinity gets a nice run, and now there's a penalty on Trinity. I mean, I'm on Susquehanna Township. That's going to give one more play, and is that going to be tacked on?
We got to see. The referees are still talking. They're still conferring.
This would be an incredible way.
Where are we? Is that about the 30-yard line? So even if a lot of conversation with the Trinity sideline here.
I'd go for the field goal.
Yeah, I mean, that's the question. How good is their kicker? I don't know. I really don't know much about. I know a lot about a lot of things. If PA Trinity, if you're still watching, this game is crazy. There's Trinity had 2 seconds here, and looked like we were going to overtime. They run a play. They're out across the Hannah, right at the Hannah 30, but flags came out on what would have been the last play of the game. So now we got to see if that's on Hannah, and it looks like it is. Joe Heaton doesn't look thrilled. As it tacked on at the end of the play, will that move it even closer? And then how good is Trinity's field goal kicker? Oh, now they're clapping. Well, let's see. I don't know what's going on. I think we have an untimed down here.
They haven't spotted the ball, though.
What's going on?
I don't know.
We're just tuning in the last game of the night in Central PA. Tied 27-27. Susquehanna Township and Trinity. Bruce Batchley, who we got this game streaming live on PennLive, by the way. So if you guys don't want to listen to us, you want to pop into that game.
We have a guest.
Sorry, it's always weird.
Dan.
Hello?
Dan, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm with you guys. Can you see us?
I can see the ground and I see your finger.
Your camera work is amazing.
You can see what? Let's see.
Point the camera at his face.
What the hell?
Dan, you just point the camera at his face.
All right, is it working?
I can see. We see Jonte now. Love it,
all right.
man.
All right, so I guess if you guys could hear him, I'll conduct the interview, I guess.
There we go.
Jonte, he had a big game, 2 big hits, especially that second touchdown, that touchdown. What were you seeing on that play, and how did you kind of come down with it?
I seen the play before that. He came flying right down. I knew that I was going to get him with the hits, and I go back up the seam.
Yep, and just obviously it's kind of a feisty game, right? A little bit, but do you kind of like that type of game where it gets a little physical?
We love it. Our team, we really bond together when that happens.
Yeah, and obviously 8-1 now on the year. Yep. It's a pretty competitive division. You have a big game next week. What do you guys have to do next week to kind of come out 9-1 for the next round?
We got to prepare to go on the road. We got a road game. We got to be prepared.
Yep. And just all in all, how has the sophomore season been for you with the increased role and kind of the not ups and downs, but kind of the ebbs and flows of a Commonwealth division? How has it lived up to your expectations?
I like it.
Yeah.
We moving.
Yeah.
We getting better every day.
Awesome. That's all I need from you, John. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
You have a good start to keep you.
Dan.
All right, guys. I don't know what's going on, but let me.
We'll have to work it through with young Sostek. Thanks, Dan.
Your camera work is number one, Dan.
Just see me next week, okay, Dan? Just see me next week.
Oh boy.
Thank you, Austin.
My pleasure.
Point at her face.
Gonna have to work with young Sostic on
That part right
on
there.
how to conduct the
We have a subject for the sports meeting next week. I'm going to
Yeah.
go over this with all of you.
Yes, we will. Yes, we're gonna troubleshoot. We'll check everyone's phone to see how coming on PennZone works. Good stuff.
My mom, when the first time she got a I got her a phone when I was having my bone marrow transplant, and they were shooting fireworks, and we were watching fireworks, and she was trying to take pictures of the fireworks, and my wife and I were laughing because she was holding the phone up and taking pictures of her eyeball. She was trying to look through the lens. So. All right, Trinity scores.
The Trinity. Yep.
Look at little Chris, and that was sped up. Obviously, we sped that up.
Yeah.
Look at Christian Joy. Take it, bounce it to the outside. Look at the lane. I mean, you could drive a car through that lane.
Yeah.
Great. Hey, good blocking by the wide receiver.
Yeah. I was gonna say no defender even had a sniff of that.
They got a seal, and they hit it right up in there. They get the 7. We're going to kick the extra point. And it's going to be 34-27, and then we got to see if Hannah can answer back.
Kick is good. 34-27.
By the way,
Trinity takes care of business in the start of overtime.
Yeah, you know what? Susquehanna, Megan, they should have. They're lucky that was not a penalty apparently, because Trinity's kicker looks like he had a pretty good boot on him there.
Yeah, no, I was keeping an eye on it while you guys were talking to Dan.
He looked like he put a pretty good toe to it. So here we go. Now, I'll tell you, Austin, Susquehanna Township, PA Trenches, if you tune in, they got a good line. Look, good size to them. They got Mason Lubold and a couple other kids who were on our preseason all-star team and stuff like that. They got some good linemen. So I kind of like them in this situation where they got to go and get 5 or 10.
Please win for my picks.
Megan is now openly rooting for her pick.
Look, I have a record to maintain. I have a reputation.
That's a reputation. I didn't know that.
Look, they get the double team. We run through the arm tackles. Too much arm tackling there. Look, that was some good blocking, but we got some arm tackling there, Trinity.
I mean, Ricky Seville though with a nice hard run there though. I think.
Yeah.
So where are we at the 5-yard pickup?
They're gonna score, man. Just run it again behind those big dudes. Look at those big dudes. We're gonna go to double overtime. We're gonna be here all night.
Hey, love it. We're having a good night so far. Ooh, Evans keeps it, and he's trying to scamper through. Oh, look at that.
That was a heck of a run by him. I don't like it, though, man. Give it back to the running back.
Yeah, he's nearly blown up in the backfield there. He wriggles out of a tackle there.
Ooh,
there was a guy who
block. Did you see the blind
little
side
crackback?
Yeah, little crackback from Susquehanna Township. So look, that was bad tackling again by Trinity. You see some hands on the hips. I'm going to go ahead and say Susquehanna Township's going to win this one. I think Trinity's tired, my man. And look, I think it's part of what we were talking about. I think they're worn down a little bit. They did not have the depth coming into the year that they probably should have had, and they've been one of the better stories.
Kick is good. I'm going for it there. I don't care. I'm going for the win. I just moved the ball successfully over 5 yards.
I think if they would have
each play.
I'll tell you what.
I'm going for it there.
With the hands on the hips, I think if they would have handed it to the young fella, they would have got it.
Yeah.
To the running back. But you know what? I also think that, again, I think Trinity's worn down a little bit. I think there's a good chance Susquehanna Township's going to go punch this thing in again. I would not put the ball in there. I'd hand it to that running back.
Yeah.
Go right at them, and I think they're going to score. And then I think that might be it, my man.
Well, early on the initial game tying drive, I remember seeing a little kind of like a jet sweep to Cyrus. So you have that option too if you really feel the need to get the ball into Lex's hands. You can run like a jet sweep kind of thing. But Seville was doing a great job up the gut, and then obviously Torrin Evans is super athletic, so you feel okay, just like he did on the last TD. You feel perfectly good about his running ability to also find a way into the end zone. So out of the shotgun.
I don't like these.
I'm with you, man.
Just run straight ahead, man. Like, what are we doing? It's a little delay there. Just go forward. Your big guys, we're moving them forward. Their hands are still in their hips.
Well, the run out of the shotgun, I don't quite get, because you're not allowing your running back to get any forward momentum.
Oh, there he goes. Oh, not quite.
We flip it out. For people just tuning in, it's 34-34. Trinity and Susquehanna Township are having a classic. They're in overtime. I'm getting us frustrated because I feel like Trinity is worn down a little bit. Hannah got themselves behind the sticks a little bit, but they just flipped it out there to like Cyrus, and he fixed that for them. So they're down to about the 4-yard line.
Yeah, from a big picture standpoint, Trinity is the two teams atop of the Colonial Division. Trinity 6-0, Susquehanna Township 5-1.
Put it in the running back's gut. Let's hit it up in there quick. Come off the edge. That was Jacob Ness, I believe, or was that
That was Sutton again.
He's had a good game. I mean, he's been in
since
here
we've been on it. You thought he was cramping, and now he's making game-saving plays, Brian.
He was. He's been active, man. They went at him a little bit there, and he responded, and he's been active.
So we have one of our best photographers out there. Sean Simmers is shooting this game.
The award-winning Sean Simmers, who won State Photographer of the Year at the Keystone Awards 2 days ago for the second straight year.
Yeah, so there should be some fantastic photos coming out of this.
Love it. We got the best team around. That was pretty impressive to now be over with the PennLive family and see the way things went at the Keystones. What was that, yesterday? Yeah,
yes,
it's on Thursday.
Yes.
On Thursday. It's been a long couple days. That's why it's like, is that only yesterday? But yeah, no, pretty impressive stuff. Lots of awards. As a matter of fact, the PennLive sports staff won an award for its event coverage for Steel High's football championship victory last year.
And then I made Austin accept the award.
She did it, and I was like, I just got here. I had nothing to do with that. Brian, that was your award. I would say certainly more than mine. So yeah, actually, Brian, shout out to you for being the architect of that award.
I was very happy. The funniest thing was they put Don Sostic on there for poor Dan.
That was our podcast award. We were recognized by PNA and the Society of Professional Journalists. The podcast picked up 2 more awards. Well,
listen to Bruce. I don't know if you guys can hear that in the background, but you know what? We're getting our money's worth out of Bruce Bashley tonight. Doing this game, calling this game for us. So,
Torrin Evans with the delayed QB keeper.
Who's our editor tonight on call, Megan?
Amy Warden.
Yeah, all right.
Amy's fired up about the WNBA finals. She's
Is he gonna go for 2? Boy, I'd like to see him go for 2 here. Why not?
We do Madison should not be far from there too. Madison Montag is our Night Cops reporter.
Well, he's already been there, but
okay. I figured you had it all handled, Brian.
Guys way out wide. He's not going to get the ball. Torrin Evans running the show here. And a timeout for Trinity.
Got my big one over in District 11, Brian. Easton defeated Freedom 25-21. Those are two of the heavy hitters in District 11 right there.
He's having one heck of a year.
Yeah.
So it looks like they're in timeout. Did you want to see the video from Rainier?
Yeah, well, why don't we stick on this one?
Okay.
40-34. Susquehanna Township is up. Double overtime. They're going to go for 2, I think. Or they're going to kick it. They're going to go for 2.
No, they're spreading out. They're going for 2. This is it's not the game, but it's a big moment, that's for sure. In a game full of big moments.
There's obviously getting the ball. They stopped the big guy. They ran it with number.
Ooh.
It should have been a tush push. So here's the thing.
Tried to hand it off to Jaden Riley and
you put the big guy
Trinity.
back. But here's the problem. We were just talking about handing out the shotgun. The big guy didn't have a chance to get his legs moving. See,
Exactly.
So he didn't get the chance to get that big body rolling downhill a little bit. Like he needed a little bit more. He needed about 3 or 4 yards to get a rolling start.
Like, there's a spot too where it's like, so you mean to tell me that Lex Cyrus isn't going to get the edge on a jet sweep there? He's getting the edge, man.
Wow. Trinity is going to win this game.
Yeah.
5 minutes ago, you were so confident in Susquehanna
They
Township.
were worn down, Megan. They were worn down. You guys, when you rewatch this game, you go back and you look. Let me get you in here. You go back and you look. And Trinity's hands were on their hips. Now, look. Now Susquehanna Township.
Yeah.
That's the pose right there of a man, we're beat. And Trinity was like that. All their guys had their hands on their hips. They were worn down. They had them on the ropes, and they let them off.
No, they're now got adrenaline.
Oh, there you go. Shooting in off the edge, making a play. What down we got here?
To second down.
No, it should be third.
I mean, it's now going to be third, but they
Yeah.
hadn't changed the scoreboard yet.
You guys are watching this 40-34. Susquehanna Township is up on Trinity. Big Mid-Penn Colonial, probably deciding game, I think, right? Susquehanna went for 2, didn't get it, tried to run it with a big defensive lineman, Jaden Riley. So if Hannah can score.
Oh.
Wow.
Well done.
So look, it comes down to this one play. If Trinity scores here, we know their kicker's pretty good. They're probably going to win the game. And if Hannah stops them, which is
Hey,
now,
to Jaden Riley's credit, he's the first one through the line there that starts to blow up that spot. So after the letdown on the offensive side, bounces back on the defensive side to his credit.
All right.
If you can't see the screen and it's 4 and 5, I realize the little banner is blocking
4th and
that.
5.
Yep. 4th and 5.
Really looks like
game.
It's really at the 6. They got the down.
Yeah. So it's now or never time for Trinity though.
If Trinity scores, their kicker's good enough. They're probably going to win it. We're in double overtime. If they don't get this, the ball game's over, and Susquehanna Township gets a big win.
Game.
Wow.
Incomplete. Susquehanna Township finds
I
a
don't
way.
like not throwing the ball in the end zone. If you're gonna, I don't like not throwing the ball in the end zone there.
Yeah.
Look, even if it's a good pass.
Yeah.
You know what they did? Try to put a little rub there so they could flip it over there and have them just turn it up. He still would have probably had a close play at the goal line, but it probably would have scored with a good throw. Not knocking the quarterback, not his fault. Heck of a game. Susquehanna Township should be celebrating. They got every right to. That's a scrappy Trinity team, though, man. Great story of the year is Trinity and how good they've been despite losing everybody pretty much and having to start. Except for, again, go read Eric Kepler's story.
Yeah, still a lot to play for. I mean, Trinity was atop the 3A standings in District 3. So while they may take a drop, still in good position. Trinity will drop to 6-1 in the Colonial, 7-2 overall. Susquehanna Township now moves to the top of the Colonial, 6-1.
Wow,
8-1.
Is that right? That Bowling Springs did beat Greencastle Antrim? If so, that would be a big win for them. Big Spring apparently beat down Middletown. I don't know what happened to Middletown, man. They gave Susquehanna Township a run for their money, and they got beat up by Big Spring.
They're one of the teams that have kept me on my toes throughout this mid-Penn season. That's for sure.
Gettysburg or Mifflin County put up 77 combined points. Good night.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, why don't we? Let's see. Man, we had a lot of good guests here tonight. We had, I guess, one of the stories of the night was certainly we had Eli Ryder, Mechanicsburg quarterback, on after the undefeated Wildcats improved to 9-0. We learned that running back Isaac Dolman, who has actually joined us on the show before, his father died this morning, and the team was dedicating their performance to him, and the entire team was headed to Dolman's house to give a game ball to Dolman. So really heavy stuff for the Mechanicsburg group tonight.
And Tom DeMartini was there, and we'll have a story kind of painting that picture, and that's what it's all about. Some big scores around the state. We're going to have the AP score list up here soon, which is all your scores from around Pennsylvania. We'll have that amazing story on Mechanicsburg football. We'll have our guys. We had a bunch of guys out in the field, and just a big night of football. A lot of coverage through the weekend. Got games tomorrow. Harrisburg and Central Dauphin are playing tomorrow at 1 o'clock. That's a big game within the community too. Austin, what else we got?
Well, what else we got is game stories for tonight. Look out for the Mid-Penn and Pennsylvania Players of the Week votes. On the weekend, Brian will be scouring all the publications and sites around the state of Pennsylvania to be compiling the PA Player of the Week list. In previous weeks, he's had over 200 top performers throughout the year, or throughout the week, rather. So certainly a staple of your week if you're a high school football fan. So check that out. We'll have plenty of secondary stories outside of the game coverage from tonight. We're, of course, gearing up in our other sports as well with district playoffs starting beginning next week in District 3. So a lot of good stuff. And now I'm losing my voice again.
We're still live. Austin, are you live? We're wrapping up here.
We're still live. I'm just losing my voice, so you got to take us home, brother.
That's
It's
it.
just
everybody.
it's just you and me, Brian. We've got this.
Follow me on Twitter at Sports by B Linder. I don't know why, but follow me there.
No, it's true. And follow me on at Austin Herzog. Follow the entire crew at PA Preps. Follow Megan on her socials, our social media guru, I guess.
Yes, follow us on Instagram on PennLive Sports.
Yes, so we'll have great stories. Thanks for joining us tonight. Thanks to all of our guests, Ty Salazar, Eli Ryder, Jonte Quick. Man, who else do we have? We had a lot of good. Oh, Drew Brandstetter and Jack Bender. Good night of guests tonight. Love that when we get all the guests fresh off their games. They're on PennZone. So we appreciate everyone being here. And we'll see you next week.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.